Man, this is
Hey,
unbelievable.
Tim.
Hey, what's up, man?
I want to know why all of these politicians are spending all this money for all these election signs and ads and everything else.
Yeah.
Money they could be spending for my salary for the rest of my life.
Well, you know, it costs a lot of money to do these things, to win, if they want to win the election.
Yeah, and I want to know why, you know, you go to some of them voting booths and some have the screen and some don't. I mean, I like the ones with the screen because they're like nice and cozy.
Yeah, they're nice, but I kind of like the ones like this, you know, little electronic thing.
Yeah, I want to know why. I mean, like, tomorrow when I go make my deliveries, all them little signs are all over the country and everything else, they'll all be gone. I mean, who takes them?
Well,
It's scary.
it's just one of those things.
Refill, please.
Why don't you come on back here? Let me
Need some more?
get this.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm good. Thanks, Marcus.
It's really good. You know what? This is my friend Tom. I told him that you make great pastries. Why don't you bring one over and let him try it?
Oh, sure. Come right up.
right.
By the way, Phil.
Yeah?
Is everything going all right with shenanigans?
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. I mean, you've been spending a lot of time over here in the cafe. You know, I mean, it seems like you've been kind of had. You know, by the way, you know, I know about your little IRS situation.
Why are you even talking to me about that? All right, would you just go get a pastry, come back? Huh? I mean, some people they just don't listen, you know, man.
Yeah, it's just
invading your personal life and everything like that. It's just it's crazy. He'll get you pastry. You'll be fine.
okay.
All right. You know?
My dream is to be a lawyer.
My dream is to be a veterinarian.
I want to be a chef because I love food.
My dream is to be a doctor,
A teacher.
My dream is to be
a ballerina,
A fireman.
an emergency room physician.
football player, science teacher,
My dream is to become a mechanical engineer.
professional skateboarder.
My dream is to
Be a nurse.
a shoe designer.
The President of the United States of America.
I have big dreams.
But right now,
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
Hey, I'm just a kid.
I'm a kid.
Just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid ready to be adopted.
Ready to be adopted.
I'm just a kid ready to be adopted. For the facts about adopting a child from foster care, contact the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption.
Oh no, it's bad. Shut the door, shut the door. Not again. It's too big to stop. I can't keep it out. More rain. I can't stop weeping. My friend down the street got drained, braced, and waterproofed from J&D Waterproofing. He has a whole new lease on life.
Basement water problems? Don't cry. Call 1-800-VERY-DRY.
Oh, that can't be good.
Call J&D Waterproofing.
We're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting to make every section a smoke-free section. For a day when even vehicles quit smoking. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air. We're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing. Join us in the fight at fightingforair.org.
Wow, this election is going crazy. Oh my good, Chris.
Doug, how
man,
you doing?
you were the last person, to be perfectly honest. You're the last person I thought would be in here. I thought with all the politics stuff going on, you'd be.
I'm actually kind of glad that it's wrapping up.
Yeah, it's almost. I mean, we're here. We're at the end, and it's been quite a year.
Yeah,
quite a year,
yeah.
2010.
What do you think? What do you think?
I think tonight's, it's an interesting day, and we'll see if the Republicans can claim 39 plus seats in the House, and that'll switch the power. I think
that's a done deal, man. It's not a question of 39.
Right,
it's going to be a question of how many over 39 they
But
get on that.
Absolutely. The closer thing, I guess, will be, with the Senate race, and will the Republicans get the 10 seats to turn it back, and then hold both, control of the House and the Senate. It'll be a very interesting time in our political history if that does happen.
bite the dust.
We'll see. That race between Harry Reid and Sharon Angle has been very close in Nevada, so we'll see how that one turns out. It'll be very close. I think that'll be one of the latest ones into the night for sure.
Yeah, and a lot of them, who knows? I mean, remember what happened with Franken and Coleman? I mean, that went on for months.
Today's not the end. I mean, it can definitely last longer than today.
Somebody wants to go file a lawsuit or something, and then they find a pile of ballots in somebody's trunk or something. You never know.
It's amazing. Some races they finish at 7:01. Kentucky was called for Rand Paul. Now Senator-elect Rand Paul, by 7:01. Other races we won't know for maybe by the end of tonight, tomorrow.
Alaska, that whole write-in thing going on up there.
The Alaska structure, just the fact that the write-in might win, and there's even a way where the Democrat Scott McAdams could come through and beat 2 Republicans. We'll see how it plays out. My guess would be Murkowski's going to win that seat, and
on a write-in.
I think she will run on the write-in. Yeah, Joe Miller, a lot of the National Senatorial Committee has pulled out from his race, and it looks like Murkowski's the one to stay as a senator there in Alaska.
That just annoys me to no end. I mean, that would. Well, I shouldn't say it would never happen because look what they did to Lieberman. So, same kind of thing.
The Ned Lamont race, it can happen, absolutely. So we'll see. Alaska will be very interesting. There's a lot of races, I think, tonight that'll, Delaware's obviously been an interesting race. If that's closer than some people might expect, then that'll be pretty fascinating as well.
I don't know. You look at in terms of things, and you use the Obama model, at least in terms, not even a model, outside the model, because in the last election in 2008, he appealed to such a different category of voter that were never really counted in any polling.
Yeah, even this morning on the radio, Bill Clinton was on a station that's very much geared towards younger people, college students, young professionals, and he's just telling them to get out the vote. A very different kind of model. And President Obama doing all the college campus tours, I think that was very, specific and very targeted to get the momentum of 08 back to 2010. Even the little vote signs that you saw with the Obama logo on it, very much trying to get that same group inspired to vote in 2010.
Yeah, I mean, so you look at that, and maybe in the Tea Party category, it's the same kind of thing. It's a different type of person in terms of the age and the demographic, but are they necessarily, voters that people are going to be calling when they're doing polling?
Right. That's a great question, and you see a lot of enthusiasm on both sides, which some people say takes us. The candidates on both sides then become more extreme. You have more far-right conservative candidates versus more liberal Democratic candidates. So it's been interesting. It's definitely set up some interesting races this year in 2010.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, I always use the example that you have 30% of the country is going to be one way.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus. Sure. 30% is going to be another way, and then 30%.
Hey, Mr. Wiley, I'm just doing my round, so I figured I'd hit you, and this will freshen it up and heat it up a bit there for you. There you go.
Thank you, Marlon.
It's Marcus.
Right. I like the pastry, too.
Oh, okay, sure. What kind of pastries you like? Anything particular?
No, Marvin. Any kind of pastry is fine.
All right, let's see what I got left, Mr. Wise Guy. Two could play that game.
Joe Guy makes the world go round. By the way, Joe Mansky, it's true. We keep the world moving. Hey, that would make a great slogan. We keep the world moving. I don't have a slogan, so that would be my first slogan anyway. Delivery guys are the hardest working people on the planet.
What?
We lift heavy boxes and get in and out of the trucks, and I'm in such great shape.
Yeah, well, you're going to be in bad shape. You keep messing with my camera. Give me this.
Wait a minute.
You don't know what you're doing. Good thing you wasn't recording. You could have erased something important.
Hold up, man, hold up. Hello, yeah, Mansky here. Yeah, I'll be right there. I was filming my new internet TV show. No, I'm not kidding. It was on Marcus' internet show, and now I'm a big YouTube star. So now they want to give me my own show. Huh? What is it about? It's about delivery guys. What else could it be about? Yeah, I'll be there. Keep your shirt on. Bye.
Yeah, that'll be a day that delivery guy becomes a big YouTube star.
Yep. There's a number of governorships that they're going to win, things like that. Chris, what is it really going to mean? I mean, we've done the pendulum swing. We've had Democrats in control, we've had Republicans in control, and it doesn't seem like anything changes.
Well, you said it. It goes back and forth, right? So every time someone wins a big election, they think, this is it. Now we're going to get everything we want. But if that were true,
how come it's changed in 2 years to begin with? You know, the lesson of 2010 rather, for Democrats is going to be, wow, when you promise a lot, when you win big, you have to deliver. And you kind of worry that Republicans are about to learn the same lesson in 2012. Oh, we were swept in 2010, and now we have to deliver. And you're right, it's cyclical. You know, this is kind of how our democracy is supposed to work. When you lose, you get a little worked up, you get a little frustrated, you stew for a couple of years, and then you turn out. But, you know, it seems dramatic, it seems frustrating for a lot of people, and it seems crazy, but this is how it's supposed to work. There's supposed to be that point and that counterpoint so that you reach a compromise after a few of these.
What's it going to mean for some of the world, you know, the national and world issues? Like, for example, you know, there are a lot of people in Pittsburgh and in Florida. There are a lot of senior citizens. They're worried about Social Security. You know, and then, you know, I've even had some 20-somethings come in here earlier this afternoon that were worried about Social Security.
Yeah, people in my generation don't think it's going to be there for them.
Yeah, it's crazy. Is this going to make any changes?
Yeah. Well, you know, in 2004, when Bush won re-election and Republicans saw expanded majorities in Congress and the Senate, that was his signature issue right away, is I'm going to privatize Social Security, or privatize part of it at least. He put a big push for it. They had all this momentum, and it didn't happen. So if it didn't happen then, it's sure not going to happen now with a narrow majority in the House and probably not a majority in the Senate. So no, that's still a really dangerous issue. And you know, one of these days we're going to have to face up to some of the insolvency issues. But I don't think it's happening in the next 2 years, even if Republicans do really well tonight.
Well, take it a step further. Right? Social Security is one aspect of the economy as a whole. Bill Clinton said, you know, it's the economy, stupid.
Yeah.
And it's still the economy.
It still is. And you'd think people would have figured that out by now. You know, people are looking for any reason but that. And they're thinking, well, oh, it's this, it's that. Obama isn't on the ballot, so youth turnout is a problem. But you're right. That's still the most important issue. You know, in 2004, there were a lot of sort of social issues. Evangelicals turned out really big. Who's going to appoint the next Supreme Court justice, that kind of thing. But you see that when there's economic troubles, everything else goes off to the side, and that just dominates the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it is a fearful thing for me to think, okay, here we go. We're looking for change once again. We looked for change 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We're looking for change now. And I hate to be a pessimist, but it seems like, are we really going to see change?
I think it's interesting the way you put that. Are we going to see change? I think there'll be change, but we can't see it because we're too close. We see the ups and downs every 2 years, and it's hard to see that over 20 years we do get change. But you know, you and I just have to live this out, and all the emotional highs and lows and the ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. But you know, the ride does end eventually. It is going to get somewhere, but it's really hard to see that when we have to live it out day by day.
Yeah, Louis, I'll be back there in a few minutes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll clean up the table. We'll clean up the table there.
Well, that's everything. You know, all I need is you to sign off on this order sheet since you're not in charge anymore.
Funny. Well, Tim said I can sign it, so, here you go.
Okay, Doug, I mean, what the heck did you do there, man? That's what I like about being a delivery guy. People respect you. People trust you, you know, to do what you're supposed to do.
Come on, Joe. I mean, it sounds like you're making it a big deal.
Yeah, well, do you have any idea how much stuff I'm responsible for and how many businesses count on me?
Well,
it's a pretty big deal.
Well, it sounds like you're making it a big deal. I mean, it's not a big deal.
I want to know what that's supposed to be.
Well, it's what you do. I mean, you check inventory, you deliver stuff to the storeroom. I mean, you drive around all day. I mean, how hard can that be?
That's not it at all. I have to do is well organized and have to be on time and all sorts of things.
Yeah, well, I guess I can see how that can be pretty tough, you know, being on time and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than whiskey and eggs, Mr.
It is not.
It is too.
It is not.
It is too.
Excuse me. Hello, Louis? Oh, yeah, you need me to help you with some expert advice and assistance? Oh, okay, I'll be right there. Sorry, Joe, I gotta help Louis with something important.
Kids nowadays don't appreciate hard work today.
They sure don't.
Everything's so easy. Whisk some eggs, pour some coffee. I mean, you know, here's a pastry. You know, tape your YouTube show and become a star. Hi, I'm not, you know, I'm not the bragger, but Marcus wouldn't last 2 minutes alone an entire day working with me.
His place. place, his place.
Take me to the book. Take me to the place where I can see. Take me to the book. Show me what my life was meant to be.
I want what's really best for my family. Teach me, save me, set me free. Show me what it has for me. Take me to the book.
Strengthen you when you feel weak. Power that is really true. Hope for you when things are bleak. Helping you to know what to do.
Cause it's full of truth, full of care. Boundless grace with love to spare.
You know that I want to go there. Take me to the book.
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 Get the book. It's everywhere books are sold.
What's it like when you hear your calling? Will you remember where you were? Will you ignore it? Or will you listen? What if it calls you to go halfway around the world? To share your skills? To serve people you've never met? To do things you never thought you could? What will you do when you hear your calling? Peace Corps, life is calling. How far will you go?
I'm almost overly concerned if the Republicans do get substantial control in Congress, then you're just going to have 2 years where Obama and the Democrats can sit there and say, point their finger and say, you guys stopped us from doing everything. And then you have 2012 and it ends up...
Yeah, in 2012, Phil, I mean, it starts today. I mean, it starts tonight.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
I mean, campaigns started, whether or not Senator Jim DeMint's candidates do well, Governor Sarah Palin's candidates do well. All these candidates, if they're the people that they back do well tonight, it can really have great ramifications on 2012. So tonight matters to a lot of people, and we'll see who comes out of the contest to run in 2012 on the Republican side. I think it's going to be a very interesting field, with Mitt Romney, Mike Huckabee, maybe Palin, maybe DeMint, maybe Governor Haley Barbour. There's going to be a lot of interest, a lot of
Bobby Jindal, Tim Pawlenty.
Tim Pawlenty, I would say is definitely probably in. I mean, Pawlenty and Romney are the ones I think that you see the most actively. From a social media perspective, I don't think one day goes by where I don't see Governor Romney's picture alongside another Republican who's running for office show up on the right-hand side of my page.
They're that active now?
Very active. And
wow.
Even some of the conferences I've been at, they're very active with the Romney campaign. In a way, he hasn't stopped campaigning since 2008.
That's the other thing that really kind of annoys me with the whole electioneering in terms of it's just a constant thing, and it's just, Ross Perot was talking about that when he ran, that his big thing was you got to make it more like England there. You got to have more condensed election periods or whatever. Right. That's my Ross Perot.
Right, that's pretty good, Phil. I like that.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Working on that for a while.
I think that's why you see in West Virginia, Governor Manchin running for the Senate. He gets a 6-year term instead of having to deal with re-election to governor or a new position. I mean, it's a 6-year term. I think that's a length where you can really get your hands dirty and get some things done. As a member of Congress, I mean, you're in there for 2 years. You're constantly raising money.
Their re-election campaigns start tomorrow.
Absolutely. State reps and U.S. congressmen. It never stops. The cycle of running literally never stops.
How can you govern? And this is somebody who is, I don't really care if they govern or not. I would prefer if they all took extended vacations and never showed up in Washington. That's my own personal take on that.
Working, I think.
No. Look what they do when they work. They do crazy things that affect the rest of us. Get them away. Send them on a worldwide jaunt. They can take and fact-finding tour and keep them out of Washington. It's crazy, man. I tell you.
Well, I'm hoping some of the people that get elected tonight really go to Washington D.C. to get their hands dirty, and where we're located too in Pennsylvania. I'm hoping that we have a lot of good elected officials that come out of.
big races here. I mean, national effect on the races here.
Right. In Pennsylvania, I think we'll see, Governor-elect Corbett by the end of the night, and the Toomey Sestak race very tight. So
it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think we're going to see big things out of Pennsylvania and throughout the whole country. And like we're saying, literally 2012 starts today.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, do you see? Everybody talks about polarization and how polarized everybody was in the last couple of elections. In fact, this entire millennia. I mean, since 2000, everything's getting polarized more and more. And I don't see that changing at all. If anything, we're more polarized. I mean, people are in their little camps, and the walls keep getting built up and built bigger.
Right. I mean, that's what in 2012 I'm hoping for somebody in the primary that can be strong, that can be willing to work with Democrats, being willing to cross the lines and get some things done. I mean, we need leadership.
We need a leader.
We need leadership. That's absolutely what we need in this country right now, and we're looking for it. And we'll see. Hopefully, somebody's going to emerge out of you see Chris Christie out of New Jersey.
I like
leader.
him. I like him.
There's a Haley Barbour Chris Christie ticket that I think would be very interesting.
That'd be different,
wouldn't
it?
A bunch of make us larger men look good.
That'd be the rib ticket right there, right? Ribs and chicken.
It could be a very interesting.
Come and eat. There'd be really good campaigning going on with those picnics.
They're both good governors. I mean, they both get the job.
You know why? Because they're real. Right. I mean, they're real guys. You look at so many politicians, and the ads just drive me insane because the ads aren't necessarily real. You only have 30 seconds to try to get a real idea in there. But guys like that, when they can actually sit there and talk, and you can look at them and say, okay.
He means what he says.
You mean what you say, and you're going to do what you're talking about. So it actually has some backbone.
Right, and it's more than a yard sign. It's more than a billboard. It's more than getting a robocall or 6
That's
literature pieces a day.
How do we get that back? I mean, it's crazy.
We're looking for them. I think some of the ones we've talked about, though, Barbour, Christie, maybe they have that special something. We'll see in the coming weeks who's going to emerge, though. It's a fascinating time, and I'm just glad to be sharing some cake here with you on election night. It's been great. It's been great. Marcus seems like a pretty good guy.
Yeah. Well, he goes and tries to get involved a little bit too much. I think. Yeah. I mean, guy's got some issues. He's trying to be. Well, he thinks he's this big chef and stuff like that. He's always trying to do things. I don't know.
Come on here, man. Am I going to hear another lecture about how great delivery guys are?
Check this out, man.
Yeah, what's up?
I just want to ask you a few minutes for a second. Come here.
Okay.
Come here, man. What do you say, why don't you come with me on my ride for one day and see what I do?
I see what you do every day. I mean, you take the boxes off the truck, you come inside the cafe, you put them in the storeroom, you sign the order slip. Oh, I forgot, if the box is too heavy, you use the dolly, you forgot that part.
Well, funny, yeah, but that's not the only things that I do.
But yes, you do.
No. Yes, you do. No, I do a lot more than that.
Okay. Well, I see everything I need to see, so I got you all figured out.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Is he serious?
He looks serious to me.
I am dead serious.
Well, look, I just can't take a whole day and drive around with you all day. I just can't do that.
Okay, we'll take half a day, and, I don't just drive around.
Yes, you do.
Just a minute. You're chicken.
Chicken? Buck, 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 buck. And you're not helping.
Buck, 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 buck.
You know what? You know what? You guys are crazy. It's crazy.
Buck,
it's crazy. Just lose your mind. I don't care.
No. We need to ride this wave. It's going to be something that we have to look long term. When you say that, it's kind of like getting a 401k or something. You know, anybody who sits there and watches it day in and day out is going to go nuts.
Oh, drive
but
me crazy.
You just kind of let it go and kind of manage it on a quarterly or semi-annual
Don't
or
look
annual
at it for a
basis,
while,
right?
yeah.
And it's okay. Is that what we're talking about here with this?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's maddening and it looks so crazy and chaotic and like nothing's getting done and back and forth. But you might take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. You know what I mean? Or maybe the thing that you thought was a good idea wasn't, and you'll know in 10 more years. This is a long-term thing. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to take a long time. That's the way the founders wanted it. It's not supposed to be easy. We're not supposed to be able to kick everyone out in 1 year and start all over. This system is to protect us from ourselves and the people we might even elect by accident and not realize it till later. So yeah, this is the way it's supposed to be, even though it seems a little maddening when you have to live it.
What do you think is going to happen with Nancy Pelosi and President Obama tomorrow? What are they going? Or maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe it's a couple days from now. Yeah. By the time now we sue. We have an election and we sue. That's what we do. Yeah. Voter regularity. And so once it's all settled, once it's all said and done, what is President Obama going to come out and say? What's going to be his posturing? What is Nancy Pelosi if everything they're saying in the polls is going to happen?
Well, I think at the very least right now they've got 3 different speeches ready to go for tomorrow, depending on exactly what happens. Is it really bad? Is it kind of bad? Or is it pretty good? But I think either way, it's going to be a pretty good night for Republicans, and he's going to be forced to at least be somewhat conciliatory. It's not like him. Whatever you think of the man, it's not like him to get too defiant. He's a calm guy, and I think he's going to be that way tomorrow. You know, if Republicans see significant gains or even massive gains, that might affect his tone a little bit. But for the most part, I think he's going to be conciliatory. He's going to say, the people have spoken, we need to listen to them. I don't know if he'll change his mind on anything or change any policies, but I think he'll at least make a sort of token acknowledgement of what has happened. He has to.
I would not want to be in their seat. When you think about it, I don't care, good, bad, or indifferent, whether you like someone's politics or not. Yeah. In 2 years' time, the way that our political system has been built, no one can make change.
No. And so then you wonder, well, should people be blaming him necessarily, or do you blame him a little bit for kind of implying that he could deliver that sort of change? You know, that's up for each person to decide. But you're right. Anyone who expected that probably shouldn't have. You know, these things take a long time, and
do you think it's more so not so much looking for change as much as it is with this election stopping some things that had begun?
Yeah, that's what I think we're going to see. I think a lot of conservatives might get very excited about this and think we're going to get this and this and this. It's more likely you're not going to get that or that. Some of the things you might have been worried about, like cap and trade, for example. You know, I think that's what this election is largely going to be about. It's going to be about putting some of these things on hold that might have happened, and then the real fight comes, and I hate to use the word fight, but it's kind of like that. That's what it's going to be. It comes in 2012. That's when, you know, you either see an expanded Republican Congress or you see a pushback, but either way, that's when the real stuff's going to happen. For now, it's putting it on hold. Maybe a few things will happen, but it's more about what's not going to happen.
Yeah, this whole political thing is just bizarre. Yeah. Just bizarre, trying to figure it all out and to see.
My first delivery is here tomorrow at 6 o'clock, all right? 6 a.m. If you're man enough to be here, you can come with me.
Man enough? Come on, you didn't tell me I'm man enough. That's crazy. Yeah, tell me I ain't man enough.
You heard me. Are you man enough or not?
Listen. I am secure in my manhood. I'm a chef. Hear me? I'm a chef.
Yeah, right, chef. Microwave.
You better stop it, Joe. Tell me.
Come on, Mr. Fancy Pants. You worry about getting your clothes dirty, just wear your apron.
Okay, Joe. Try to tell you now. Keep on.
I mean, you can take your whisk with you. That'll be like your little security blanket of being at a kid's job.
Okay, all right. You know what? That's it. You want to do this? I'll be here at 6 a.m. You know, any fool can do your job. I'll show you.
Yeah, any fool but you.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll be here at 6. I'll show you who's a fool. Yeah, tell me.
I'll believe it when I see it,
Yeah,
buddy.
well, you better believe it.
Yeah, the lights are on, the door is open, the coffee's strong. We're all hoping you'll stop by. So come on in and find a friend to help you on your way. Pull up a chair and find his care. We'll be here every day in his place. His place, his place.
Hey, good evening there, cafe patrons. Thanks for joining us here at His Place. You can always check out the show at hisplace.tv. Everything is archived. Fill out a reservation and you can come and join us on the set, have some coffee, have some pie, have some cake. Tom liked it. Tom will be here on Thursday's show. Check it out, folks. Tom Baker, Baker Leadership, talking about all the things that he does, Big Brothers, Big Sisters, and other things, various things. Travis Dean is also going to be here. Youth Ministry Bulletin Board.com. His Place.